Yeah, you turn him. Yo, Rolling, get that nigga rolling.
Ryan can't say that because the thing is he's never been champion. He was trying to belittle the fact of a world champion. Everyone on here, except for with the exception of Barboza and Ryan, have been world champions. So why are you going to discredit somebody who's achieved much more?
As heated and electric as their rivalry has been over the years, the new chapter in the tale of Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero is shaping up to be their most explosive yet, because it's no longer just about sparring social media jabs or words thrown in passing now. It's about legacy redemption and straight-up bad blood that refuses to die, no matter how many handshakes and DMs try to bury it. Romero didn't get this fight by accident. He saw the chaos after Isaac Pitbull Cruz dropped out and took advantage the way only a street-smart fighter from the rawest parts of Las Vegas could. No corporate chessboard, no promotion-fueled smoke and mirrors, just a damn phone call. I just made a phone call, Romero said. I wouldn't even say I talked my way into it. Just like that. May 2nd was locked in. Romero versus Garcia in Times Square under the brightest lights on the loudest stage in boxing. And behind the announcement, years of a rivalry that's gotten more bitter with every round of sparring, every misinterpreted quote, every avoided matchup.
No, you got Ryan. Can you give me a round? Can you give me a round? Can you give me an expectation? Can you give me something different? Everybody said it's gonna be a banger, crazy power, heavy hitting.
I'm gonna just tell you guys like this. This fight with me and Ryan Garcia is sponsored by Bang Bros.
Oh, come on.
This was never just about two prospects climbing the ranks. It started with something simpler, yet more personal: ego and envy. Back in 2018, while Garcia was dazzling crowds with fast hands and a polished image on Golden Boy undercards, Romero was slugging it out on club cards and gritty Las Vegas venues like Sam's Town, trying to make a name for himself. In those early years, they sparred hard, the kind of sparring that leaves bruises on more than just the body. It dents pride. And according to Romero, he dominated. Yeah, I did beat the stuff out of him both days, he said of those sessions. But it don't matter, it's just sparring. That may be the diplomatic line, but the subtext is clear. He remembers, so does Garcia, and that memory has festered for years like an unhealed wound. Let's not pretend there wasn't mutual respect at one point when Garcia took a step back from the sport in 2021 due to mental health struggles. Romero reached out, not with a jab or a disc, but with empathy. He deemed Garcia, asked for his number, and told him, some things are bigger than boxing. They talked, they squashed whatever beef was there, at least on the surface. But you don't spend years chasing the same spotlight, getting dragged into the same headlines, and being compared by fans without that resentment creeping back in. Especially not when both men are defined by their losses to the same destroyer. Tank Romero was ahead against Davis, outboxing him, frustrating him, until the 6th round when Tank folded him up against the ropes with a crushing barrage. 1 year later, Garcia got folded with a liver shot. From the same man, different rounds, same ending, same humiliation. It bonded them, but also set them against each other in the eyes of the public. Who did better? Who hit Tank harder? Who showed more heart? Romero might have lost first, but he bounced back faster. He stopped Barroso and 9 to win the WBA 140 pounds title. He became a world champion, while Garcia was still fighting demons and ducking rankings that stung. And Romero noticed the disappearing act when I was originally ranked by the WBA in 2020. Ryan was ranked number 2, the second. I went to number 7. He just miraculously fell out of the rankings, Romero said, because he knows I would have pressed for the fight. Music. That wasn't a conspiracy theory. It was a shot at claim that Garcia dodged him, that behind all the smiles and online mutual respect talk, Garcia wanted nothing to do with Romero when it mattered. And now that the fight is on, Romero is making it clear this is his moment to expose Garcia. But Garcia isn't clean either.
It hit a little harder though. Was it Ryan or was it Rolly? Because they both clearly.
I ain't gonna lie, Rolly hit hard.
Yeah.
People be sleeping on Rolly because he been obviously, I don't know how to say it, obviously, but yeah, if he don't got no chin now, so Rolly be getting caught, but Rolly, he can hit, bro. Like, he can hit. When he's the only person I felt like when he swung.
His comeback win over Devin Haney, arguably the biggest win of his career, was immediately overshadowed by a failed test, 3 failed tests to be precise. Garcia says it was contaminated. The commission says he suspended. The court of public opinion is split right down the middle. Romero, he's not buying it. He says Garcia's real advantage wasn't the peds, it was the weight. Garcia came in over 3.2 pounds. That's where the real edge was, Romero said. They say it's about the tests that had nothing to do with it. Then he hits where it hurts. Haney's performance. Devin also fought like an idiot, Romero said. If I had Devin's boxing ability and long arms, I would have tried to box.
Don't try too much. You know, Rolly's going to give you everything you want. So kind of just going to let the fight come to me, and then I'm going to take over. You know, I'm a better fighter all around. So I feel like
that's classic Romero, bold, unfiltered, and never afraid to step on toes. But it's also strategic. He's pushing the narrative that Garcia's win was fraudulent, that the fight shouldn't even count, and that he's walking into the ring in May as the real challenger, not just physically, but morally, the clean one, the honest one, the one who didn't need a scale advantage or a chemist. Meanwhile, Garcia has agreed to Olympic-style drug testing for both the Romero and Haney fights, a move to clear his name, or a public relations necessity. Either way, it's another line drawn in this rivalry. Romero didn't ask for it, but he's riding it, and Garcia, he's quiet, but the silence feels loud.
No doubt. Rolly, how you feel about this fight with Ryan, man? It's a big fight for you. It's a fight that obviously you win and put you on a different level. Talk to us.
It's a good time. And what you mean a different level? Ryan's never been world champion. I've been world champion.
And then there's the talk of the future. Haney versus Garcia, 2 likely lined up for October. Romero doesn't care. They can still fight. I'm not in the way, he said. I don't give a about what happens after I fight Ryan. That has nothing to do with me. That's not humility, that's a challenge. That's Romero telling the world, you think this is just a setup fight, a stepping stone for Garcia to reach Haney? Think again. He's coming to wreck the plan.
Quick question, how's everybody doing? Haven't talked to you guys in a while. Hope that everybody's doing good.
Yeah, hope everyone's having a blessed day. Rolly, we coming.
Romero's been rebuilding in the shadows. His loss to Cruz at TKO 1 year ago looked like the beginning of the end. But he says it was a disaster from the start. Wrong weight, wrong mindset. He looked like a worm. He said emaciated, drained, not the real. Raleigh now, he's training with Cuban mastermind Ismael Sales in Las Vegas, his 3rd full camp under the veteran trainer. Sales doesn't usually talk big, but he dropped just enough to stir the pot. He's doing very well. I'm very satisfied. He's a very good kid. Now he's mature. Is the key word. Raleigh still brash, still unfiltered, still the same kid who fought his way out of Vegas neighborhoods where 3 to 4 Cuban guys were dead every day. But now there's control, there's structure, there's a veteran's calm layered over the wild ambition of someone who believes he was born for this. And that's what makes this fight dangerous, not just for Garcia, but for the mythos being built around him. Everyone wants the Haney rematch. Everyone is pretending Romero is just a pit stop on the way there. But they're forgetting this rivalry is deep, personal, and getting hotter by the second.
Thoughts on Rolly Romero as an opponent for you?
He wasn't my first choice. It was Pitbull Cruz, but, things played out a different way.
How long will Rolly last with you in the ring?
2 seconds. Facts. There you go. He answered it for me. About 2 seconds. Nah, I mean, he's gonna come to fight. I'm not taking him lightly or anything like that. You know, I'm still gonna train my best. I just gotta, prepare well, and I know I'm the better fighter. I'm gonna knock him out. So.
Romero is not playing into the storyline. He's writing his own. He's the one who fought with no amateur background and still made it. The one who saw Garcia take the fast track with Instagram fame and fancy promoters, while he scraped his way up the hard way. That chip on his shoulder. It's not a gimmick. It's fuel. It's crazy. He said Devin debuted in 2015 and me, Ryan, and Tiao Lopez all debuted in 2016. Now look at us. But no one expected Romero to be here. And that's exactly why he believes this fight is his.
Garcia is not chasing championships. He's basically just wants to be a model.
Well, he didn't make way for his last 4 title fights, and he didn't try to make way with Tank, so yeah, he's not chasing a belt.
What's the game plan to beat Ryan Garcia?
I already got a game plan.
I called this when I was at 135. They called for Ryan and I to fight. And I'm like, forget that. And at 140, me and Ryan are going to fight at 147, and it's going to be one of the biggest fights in the history of the world, the history of boxing, hyperbole maybe. But it's also a prophecy in his eyes. He's not showing up to be a dance partner, he's showing up to rewrite the narrative, to turn Garcia's future into a pile of dust. Romero's journey from gang-ridden neighborhoods to boxing's biggest stage is one of grit and survival. He's not here to be polite. He's not here to play second fiddle to anyone's comeback story. And deep down, you can feel it. This fight is personal in ways the press conferences won't show. He knows Garcia. He says it like a warning, not a boast. I'm not worried about Garcia at all. I know him too well. That right there, that's the truth underneath all the promotions and posters.
When I sparred him, I was only boxing for 3 years. Or like, no, 4 years at the time.
You didn't have a really deep amateur background,
I started
right?
boxing at 17.
Okay. And Ryan was a national, like a multinational champ?
Yeah, multinational. Started boxing like 5 or something. Damn, it took him that long to evolve somewhat. I'm very impressed. He still hasn't been champion though.
Fair enough.
And the only times that he's ever had the opportunity to be champion was with Gervonta, but instead of trying to sacrifice the extra pound and trying to make 130.
Shocker Stevenson doesn't mince words. And when it comes to the looming showdown between Ryan Garcia and Rolando Rolly Romero, he's already made up his mind. Ryan Garcia is taking this one. Speaking candidly with Cordis Sports, Stevenson delivered a clean, precise assessment of the matchup for him. It's not even close. Ryan Rolly is not that good. Ryan is a better boxer, he said, flatly brushing off any suspense or ambiguity surrounding the bout. And for anyone still on the fence, Stevenson took it a step further, laying down his prediction with the same cool certainty that defines his in-ring style. I can see a knockout.
But he really wants to see the rematch, and that's where my heart's at.
Rolly, he just said he's looking past you to fight Devin Haney. That doesn't concern you at all?
I think Devin should get the fight again.
That's a direct shot across the bow from one of the sport's sharpest minds. When Shocker speaks, fighters and fans alike listen. He's a technician, a thinker. And when he evaluates fighters, he's calculating everything from form to footwork to fight IQ. So when he says he sees Ryan not just winning, but knocking out Rolly, you'd be smart to take that seriously.
Rolly, Ryan by knockout. Because no disrespect, but their styles. Rolly's not really a boxer. He's kind of the come forward guy. Ryan don't believe in 12 rounds boxing. He believes in, nah, bro, I want to go in there and put on a fight. Let's bang. That's his thought process. So you got two thought processes. A little bit of a grudge match over a sparring that happened, which Rolly could have got the best of him. But either way, I wasn't there and I don't know the rumors of story.
After a year-long suspension stemming from the failed test in the lead-up to his clash with Devin Haney last April, Ryan's back. That layoff, it adds fuel to the fire. Garcia isn't just coming back to fight, he's coming back to remind everyone why they were talking about him. In the first place, the hand speed, the power, the star power, all of it's on the line, and he's doing it with the kind of swagger only Ryan Garcia can get away with. That was on full display when he took to social media with a jaw-dropping post that sent fans into a frenzy in a wild jab that referenced controversial hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs. Garcia said, "If I lose to Raleigh, I'm going to jail with Diddy."
Von Hill for Fight Hype here with Coach Bullet. How you doing, man?
Hey, man, great day, man. You know, we have to weigh in for Maurice Lee versus Freddie Rojas Jr. About to pull off that upset. You feel what I'm saying? I just heard they got a 10-1 odds. I'm about to come up, make that bet.
So who you got winning the main event, man? How you see that fight playing out?
I really don't know too much about Booker, but I know one thing. The shorter guys like to fight Fundora on the inside, and that's not a good idea. You can fight Fundora angles. He's a good fighter on the inside. That's what people don't understand.
Whether this was a joke or a flex doesn't matter, or whatever it was, it lit up the internet. The confidence is unmistakable. The message was loud. Ryan doesn't just expect to win, he expects to do it emphatically. The fan reactions came in waves. Be careful what you wish for, you ain't losing. And the crowd favorite is so trash you better win by co. The vibe is clear. Fans are expecting fireworks, and more importantly, they're expecting Garcia to deliver them.
If I get him out there in 1 or 2 or 3, it doesn't matter to me. For me, it's just feeling sharp in camp, feeling sharp going to the ring, confident, and give everybody what they really want, which is that Devin Haney.
But what about Raleigh at 29 years old? Rolando Romero isn't just stepping into the ring with Ryan. He's stepping into a fight against a growing perception that he's not the same since Javon Tank Davis knocked him out in the 6th round nearly 3 years ago. That fight, on May 28, 2022, marked a turning point. Before then, Raleigh was loud, confident, and tested, but promising. After that loss, things changed. Former world champion and current commentator Tim Bradley has made his stance clear. Raleigh is damaged goods, not in terms of sheer power. Romero still has that wild dynamite in both hands, but in terms of his composure, technique, and ability to take on elite opposition without breaking down. That'll be shocking as hell if Raleigh pulls off the upset. But I think Raleigh is damaged goods, Bradley told Fight Hub TV.
If I could see Shakur stop 2 people, actually hurt them, maybe he might be an entertaining fight at that point.
Right.
But right now, he's just going to jump around the ring. I mean, Shakur's goal isn't to hurt you. It's just to touch you. He likes to touch men.
It's to win.
He likes to just touch men over and over and over again. Boxing something into.
He hasn't been the same since he got knocked out by Javon Davis. Sometimes one fight can ruin your entire career mentally and physically. Harsh, maybe, but accurate. That's the debate. Since the Tank fight, Raleigh has managed to get his hand raised a couple of times, but the manner of those victories has done little to silence critics. He stopped Ismael Barroso in what many saw as a highly controversial TKO, and he was scraped by Manuel Jaimes, a little-known journeyman, over 10 rounds. Neither performance screamed future champion. Bradley took it further, pointing out that Raleigh's change of trainers, leaving his original coach Bullet, might have been a crucial misstep. No disrespect to anybody that's working with him now, but he just looks a little different, bro. He's not the same fighter. That's the biggest issue here. Raleigh still hits hard, but his timing, his confidence, his identity all feel off.